Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, March 5th, 2026. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Remember, the trend is your friend, and we're giving you what nobody else is giving you. You can't find it anywhere. Nope, go to CNN, the Cartoon News Network. Oh, they just Ellison. They're buying that one up, huh? Oh, they own CBS, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a Fox that's owned by a billionaire. One after another, journalism is dead. So hit this like button and subscribe to our videos because we're getting blacklisted. And I got to tell you, I've been at this 46 years. Yeah, some of my books ain't bullshit. International bestseller, Trends 2000, Trend Tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. Of course, my favorite book. You can get this by going to trendsjournal.com, what Zizzy gave Honey Boy. True story about love, wisdom, and the soul of America. The soul of America that's been sold out by low-life pieces of fucking shit. Yep. As I say, hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Yep. And of course, you can get this shirt if you go to Trends Journal. And when I talk about that, fucking politicians, of course, the cups and everything else, we want to have peace on earth all over. That's what Trump said when he was running for president back in September of 2024. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. Where the fuck is the outrage of this shithead spewing out his shit? Or maybe he'll get me killed now for saying this because he's killing everybody anywhere he wants to and brags about it. Yep. I want immediate peace. Oh, he said that on January 20th, 2025. I'm moving quickly to end wars, settle conflicts, and restore the planet to peace. I want peace, said Trump. No outrage, and if you come out against them, man, they're coming after you. So, before we go any further, let's stay on what's going on with the markets. Yep. They went down today. The Dow was way down. Came back a bit. Let's see. Stocks resumed their decline as concerns over war flared up again with U.S. crude topping $80 a barrel. Yep, that's the language that they used. Yep. Let's see what happened here. Brent crude, $85.41 a barrel. West Texas, it's up almost 20% this week, and Brent crude's up almost 16%. The Dow is down today over 1,100 points. It closed down 784 points. The NASDAQ was down 0.26, and the S&P fell 0.56%. Both of them were down about 1.4% today. At the end of the day, they popped back up. And we're looking now at Brent crude in West Texas. This is the highest it's been since when there was inflation back in July of 2024. But you don't have to worry about it because Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said in a briefing with reporters that the U.S. is, quote, winning decisively, you ready, in its conflict. These are the words that the media use. It's not a conflict, it's a war. And more forces are arriving in the region. Isn't that nice? More forces. Bitcoin down a bit today. It's selling at around $71,000 a coin. It was down about $2,000. Gold is down $60 an ounce, selling at $5,000.80 an ounce, but still about up 20% this year. And I got something very important to tell you later on about this. And again, one of the reasons why gold is going down, the dollar's going up. And this is the language that they use. The dollar resumed its climb on Thursday at a 3-month high. As CNBC says, as an escalating conflict in the Middle East kept investors on edge and drove demand for safe haven assets. How the fuck could you call a dollar a safe haven asset? This is something's being rigged here. They've rigged it before. I write it in the Trends Journal, Senior Magazine, in this week's edition, about how JP Morgan Chase was fined $920 million for rigging the precious metals market. Have the quote in there right from Reuters. So we're not saying it, so we can't get sued for saying this. Facts are there. Is the government rigging this? Is the Federal Reserve rigging this? Gold prices should be spiking along with silver prices, but they're still high. And again, Bitcoin was down, but I'm telling you, I'm a bit bullish on Bitcoin. I think something's going to happen there. Anyway, that's just a thing. But going back to oil prices, let's go back, and again, to total fucking...
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
It's Trump shit. You get rid of the word bullshit, it's Trump shit. Let's go back to his State of the Union address last week, right? Trump said that gas prices are down now, quote, now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99. And again, as we say in the Bronx, bullshit has its own sound. And for all those who are not deaf, dumb, and blind, and outside their little political box, they can see or hear his statements with total bullshit. Again, when he said that, according to AAA, the only state selling gas for around $2.30 a gallon was Oklahoma, and it was $2.37. The average price of a gallon of gas in the United States when he said that, $2.93. And now, is everybody happy? According to AAA, I just went on the air. Now, boys and girls, all you little fuckheads that are in kindergarten that swallow the shit and don't like the proper language when they're fucking over you and killing innocent people and stealing your money to do it. Now, according to AAA, $3.25 a gallon. That's right. Oh, and again, you're looking at Brent crude popping up, going to that $100 a barrel thing, because this thing is going to keep going. And again, we're showing you why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. And this isn't bullshit, because all they're doing is putting out bullshit. In your economic update, we write, as George Carlin said, it's one big club and you ain't in it. And yesterday, meaning Monday, a Wall Street club member's perspective on where the equity markets were heading, despite equities already in sharp decline, and the Iran war making a bad situation worse, was not to worry. This is what a major article in CNBC had. Steve Eisman says investors should ignore U.S.-Iran war will be long-term positive. So I looked up this guy. This guy says a Jewish name. And again, it's nothing to do with, I don't like Jewish people. You fuck off. 3 of my last 4 girlfriends were Jewish. And 5 of my best friends of the 6 are against, they're Jewish and they're against what's going on. So I don't want to hear any fucking crap. He goes on to say that investors should ignore U.S.-Iran war will be long-term positive. And I go on to look it up, and we have the article in the Trends Journal from Middle East Eye. And they say this is going back to September 24th. This is September 2024, September 2nd. Jewish American fundraiser Steve Eisman says he's, quote, celebrating Gaza's destruction. Jewish American businessman Stephen Eisman, a hedge fund manager known for betting on the collapse of the U.S. housing market, said he was celebrating the destruction of Gaza. His comments, which were later retracted, were made in response to a graphic video showing burning buildings and people suffering from Israeli attacks. The original post highlighted the lack of international concern. The world is silent. This is what they put up when they showed this. Eisman replied on Thursday saying, "We are not silent. We are celebrating." You got it? That's the fucking Eisman. Yep. He goes on. He said he didn't want his family's name associated with the University of Pennsylvania ever because it goes on saying, Eisman, a senior reporter, explained to CNBC that he believes any student, quote, who holds, this is the quote, up a sign that says Free Palestine from the river to the sea should be expelled. Oh, yeah, and you celebrate their murder, don't you? Don't you, you fuck? Don't you, you fuck? And I launched Occupy Peace. I am a warrior for the Prince of Peace. And where the hell are all your religions? Anyway, going on. Yep. Should be expelled. So there you got it. Now, it continues with CNBC. This is on CNBC, Iran host, new war. Yep. CNBC Live. Iran lost the war, but they haven't realized yet. This is CNBC International Live. Yep. This guy, Ed Yardeni, they asked the question, where are we? Do you think the whole Iran conflict, again, it's a war, is providing some kind of opportunity to reset and move on the next things, or is this a lingering story in your opinion? Well, he goes, this is Yardeni. Well, it's clearly a huge geopolitical event and potentially huge geopolitical ramifications. This could go, if it goes well for the U.S. and Israel and the other implicit allies in the region. You ready? Then Iran will be finally defanged. Their support for terrorism around the region will disappear. In my opinion, from what I've observed, is that Iran, and I'm no military expert, is that Iran has lost, however, they haven't realized it yet. The Iranian command system has been annihilated. And now we've got a lot of brigades launching missiles and drones, kind of willy-nilly. Isn't that nice? Launching missiles and drones, killing innocent people, willy-nilly. Willy-nilly. Oh, yeah. Ed Yardeni. You know, look them up. Born in Israel. That's right. This is the people they're putting on. It's not, again, you look at who owns CBS now and who owns, going to own CNN. This isn't journalism. It's Jewism. And again, I'm not anti-Jewish. I'm telling you, they're selling what they believe in rather than the facts. And I and the people in the Trends Journal only give you the facts. We don't sell our emotional crap that they shove down your throat, and they own it. Yep. In my opinion, what I've observed, Iran has lost. However, they haven't realized that yet. The Iranian command system has been annihilated. And now they've got a lot of brigades launching missiles and drones kind of willy-nilly. So that's creating a lot of chaos there. But yeah, I think this is not going to be a long war. I think it's going to be a short war. Now, you ready? A few weeks, a short war, a few weeks, and I think the stock market will anticipate that. Yep, we may have some of that. Yeah. This is the crap that they're selling. And that's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. Yep. Disgusting. American petrol prices surge as conflict fuels inflation fears. Financial Times, it's not a fucking conflict, it's a war. Yep. When they wrote this is March 4th. Futures gallons have surged to $2. Yep, $2 up $2.50. Yep, way higher than that. 40% of the economy is made up of people who are not saving, who live week to week based on salaries and sources of income, said Ed Morse, the senior advisor at Hartree Partners. So you get to $3.50 or $4 a gallon, and it will certainly have an impact on a large part of the population, and we're 25 cents away from that. This is important. Financial Times, and again, one of the only newspapers I really support. I haven't read this anywhere else. Grounding of Middle East flights halts gold and silver transfers. Global flows of gold and silver are suffering major disruptions as war in the Middle East halts most air traffic. Oh, going back to Yardeni and that Iceman, how about Israel's genocide slaughter of over 100,000 Palestinians, according to Lancet? How about bombing it into ruins? You don't come out against that. Why? Why? Why don't you come out against that? I come out against American slaughter. I come out against Mussolini, but you got a little weenie. You're a little dicky. How come you're not coming out against that slaughter? And stealing more land in the West Bank. And now bombing the shit out of Lebanon. I'll tell you why. Because you're fucking pricks. That's why. To make it clear by your statements. So to move on. Gold prices have dropped about 3% this week. Yep, but they're still up about 20%. Again, there's a disruption going on here. That's what's bringing this thing down. We are very bullish on gold and silver. Very. And they're doing everything they can to keep the prices down. Oh, you ready for this? European Central Bank warns long war risks inflation spike. Hey, it's not going to be a long war. It's going to end in 3 or 4 weeks. Did you hear you hear that guy? It's going to end soon. Oh, how about Trump? Maybe 4 or 5 weeks, maybe. Oh, and now maybe 8 weeks. Heck shit. Yep. You ready? This is March 4th when they wrote this. Yesterday. Oil prices increased almost 7% to $77.74 a barrel. Yep. And now what is it? $85.41 a barrel. Yep. A day later. But you listen to these guys. Don't subscribe to the Trends Journal. Don't spend $2.50 a week. Go to the Wall Street Journal and spend $5 a day. How about this toilet paper record? $4 a day. ECB warns the risk of inflation spike. No shit, we're going to go into dragflation, declining economic growth, and rising inflation. Very interesting article. Again, Strait of Hormuz shipping disruption threatens regional food imports. Very important what's going on over there. This is affecting the whole area. Oh, no, the war's going to end. I forgot. Gulf shipping insurance jumps 12-fold despite Trump's pledge of guarantees. You know why? Because all Trump says is nothing more.
Warning, bullshit alert.
Mideast energy shocks batter markets. Oh, no, what the fuck you talking about? Eisman and Yardini said everything's going to be fine. Oh, this is from the Financial Times. Huh? Oh, yeah, European stocks still more than 3%. Oh, yeah, the one after another, they're getting whacked like crazy. Yep. But everything's going to be fine. What else? Oh, South Korea bears brunt of Asia fallout from Iran with one-day drop of 12%. That was, forget about it. And again, going away from the war, there's an article, investors poured billions into private credit. Now many want their money back. Again, it's in your Trends Journal. This is serious. There's a market crash coming. The worst is yet to come. We're going to see the greatest. This is going to be worse than the Great Depression if we're alive to see the end of it, because this war is going to go nuclear. There's a Samson option. When Israel loses, they're going nuclear. And when America goes, they're going to nuke. And there's going to be a false flag event, as I said, that's going to support the people. And Europe is coming all behind it. Yep. Retail investors pull back from private credit funds after Fed cuts Blue Owl redemption halt. Yep. This thing is serious. Again, it's in your Trends Journal. All the facts are there. And what else do we have? You ready? Financial Times. Israel expects weeks-long battle with Tehran. Weeks-long? Yep. We're preparing, quote, for several weeks, they said. Several weeks. Several weeks. The last one was what, 12 days? The officials said, official piece of shit, the third phase of the war is underway. And again, I launched Occupy Peace at peace rallies. I'm for peace. We're the fucking billionaires. If they gave us $1 billion for peace, we'd have it tomorrow. If these so-called religious people, oh, we're talking about religious? Here, this is an article that came out about Politico yesterday. Sprawling investigation finds decades of sexual abuse among Catholic priests in Rhode Island. Not only in Rhode Island, all over the world, fucking little boys up the ass, all right? What Catholic? Oh, the nun beat me up and broke my eardrum. Bunch of phony fucking shits. Where the hell are the religions? If they were telling the people to get out into the street for peace, we'd have it tomorrow. No, the Catholic priests, they're doing something else. Bend over, little boys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Neil, yeah. Right here. All over. It's week-long work. But Israel's end game was, quote, the total destruction of the regime, of pillars of this regime, of everything that holds it together. The IRGC militia said, yep. This is the Tel Aviv Institute saying this. He said he doesn't buy it. They are toast. Pentagon Chief Hegseth vows sheer destruction of radical Islamic Iranian adversaries. Islamic Iranian adversaries. The Ninth Crusade has become official. They are going to go after Muslims, and they are going to go after Islamists. What kind of language is this? He said, this is what they are toast. This is the headline from Reuters. That's how they wrote it. U.S. Secretary of Defense Hegseth said on Wednesday that the joint U.S. military campaign has, quote, dealt sheer destruction for our radical Islamist Iranian adversaries. Iran's done nothing to us. Hey, I think they're going to do something. Again, I used to teach close combat. The first thing you learn, you only attack the attacker. So if I don't like anybody, I could kill anybody I want and say, hey, I thought they were going to attack me. All right, I think like Trump. I think they were going to attack me. I could kill them. Hegseth said the United States and Israeli Air Force will have complete control over Iranian skies and uncontested airspace. Quote, we will fly all day, all night, finding, fixing, and finishing the Iranian military and their leaders. What kind of language is this? Where the hell is it? Oh, we don't like your language, Gerald. How about that language? No, you have to say it properly, and we bow down and suck up to this bullshit. Iranian senior leaders are dead. There's a quote. The so-called governing council that would have selected successors, Hegseth said, are dead, missing, or cowering in bunkers, too terrified to even occupy the same room. Could you believe this shit? Yep, America is winning decisively. We'll see. The U.S. CNBC. The U.S. insists the Iran conflict won't be, quote, a forever war. Conflict. Yep. President Donald Trump said last week the military operation in Iran would be over in 4 or 5 weeks. Vice President J.D. Vance has stressed that this will not be a prolonged, low-burn conflict of the type of Afghanistan and Iraq.
That was bullshit.
That's right. Washington bullshit. One after another. Little Georgie Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, all bullshit artists. Oh, you forgot the Afghan troop surge brought to you by Obama, the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner? Trump says everything's been knocked out in Iran. Yep. Just about everything's been knocked out. Trump, this is from The Hill yesterday. Their leadership is rapidly going. Everyone that wants to be a leader ends up dead. And can you imagine this? What kind of language is this? Kill anybody that you want and no outrage. Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly. Their launches are being wiped out. About Khamenei was killed on Saturday. I got him before he got me, Trump told ABC News. After Khamenei's death, according to Axios, the president previously said assaults in Iran will continue up to 4 or 5 weeks. Quote, it's a great display of military strength, Trump said. We rebuilt the military during my first term, and we're using it a little bit more than I thought. U.S. military that has not won a war since World War II. And again, wouldn't have won that one out the Russians, but you can't say that. And this is the draft dodger Trump. This is going on today. They're wasting their time. Khamenei's son is a lightweight. I have to be involved in the appointment. You got to be involved in the appointment of what's going on in Iran. Like I did with Delcy in Venezuela. That's what he calls the woman he put in there. That was the assistant, the vice president. Rodriguez, Delcy. He added that he refuses to accept new Iranian leader who would continue Khamenei's policies, which he said would force the U.S. back to war in 5 years. Khamenei's son, there's a quote, is unacceptable to me. We want someone that will bring harmony and peace to Iran. Who the fuck are you to tell what's going on to Iran? Who the fuck are you? Trump said, you ready? I have to be involved in the appointment. He has to be involved in the appointment of a new Iranian leader. Remember, he said this. So who the fuck is he to say Who should lead Iran when he is doing, as the polls are showing, such a shitty job running America? Polls, again, the polls are there. Again, that's why you go to Judging Freedom last week. I said to the judge, the clips are there. The clips are there. I said looks like they're gonna attack on Saturday, and they did. Because I showed the polls. When all else fails, they take you to war. So what if the Iran leader said, I have to be involved in the appointment of a new American president? What if they said that? Oh my God, the U.S., the Western, and the Israeli prostitute media and the politicians, oh my God, they'd be outraged, calling for an increase in the bombing of Iran to ruins as they keep sucking up to Trump. Could you imagine if Iran said, we got to get rid of this guy? We don't like his war policies. I'm the leader over there. I'll tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you Americans what to do. Where the hell is the outrage? 81% of Israelis say they support the war. Yep. 81%. And today, Trump said that President Isaac Herzog should immediately pardon President Benjamin Netanyahu, calling it, quote, a disgrace that he hasn't. Yep. One criminal after another. Who the hell is Trump to say what they should do over there if they want to bring Netanyahu up on the charges that he's been convicted of? Yep. And now this is from, again, we go to all the media. By the way, everywhere I look, I can't find any photos of what's really going on in Iran bombing Israel. I don't see hardly anything. And what I do see, some of it's fake. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy has successfully targeted the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier. The spokesperson said on Wednesday that the carrier was intercepted, and now they're saying the vessel is moved out following the impact, and accompanying destroyers were observed fleeing the engagement zone at high speed. This is in the Straits of Hormuz. The carrier group has retreated more than 1,000 kilometers away from the region, the spokesperson said. They also said that the aerospace force targeted the critical Israeli military infrastructure with heavy, whatever they call these, 4 ballistic missiles in the 9th wave of what they call it, a True Promise 4 operation. Yep. So we're hearing 2 sides of the story, and we don't know the true one. And there's a lot more, lot more. And we're very concerned because Europe is going to join the fight. And as I said, they're going to make this the 9th Crusade. This is an article that came out in the Daily News yesterday. Radio host Sid Rosenberg apologizes for bigoted rant against New York City Mayor Mamdani. All right? Rosenberg called Mamdani, you ready? And, quote, American-hating, Jew-hating, radical Islamic cockroach and jihadist. This is the new mayor of New York, this Rosenberg calling him out. One after another, they're calling him out. This is going to be, they're going to blame the Muslims and the Islamists for when there's going to be a false flag attack. The 9th Crusade has begun. Yep. Mamdani slammed the radio host bigotry, calling it dehumanizing. To be called animals, insects, to be called jihadist mayor, to be called a cockroach. This language is both painfully familiar to me yep. But it's also someone, who's born in South Africa, East Africa. This is terrible. Yep. Brussels, Reuters, March 5th. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. Look at this. NATO Secretary General. Little fucking piece of shit. Ruthless. Told Reuters on Thursday the alliance was vigilant and ready to defend every inch of territory after Iran fired a ballistic missile towards NATO member Turkey. And what Iran is saying is that these missiles being fired into Turkey and Saudi Arabia are false flags being fired either by the United States or Israel. They're going to take us to war. This is going to be the end of life on earth if we, the people, don't do something. So please support Occupy Peace. We got to get this thing really moving. I'm heartbroken. I'm a trend forecaster, and I see the future. And by their words and deeds, if we don't stop it, it's going to be hell on earth. And please watch the interview I did yesterday with Judge Napolitano. It makes it really clear. Thank you.